Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you are gearing up for your 10th standard board exams, well, you have landed in the exact right place. Today, we're going to decode Chapter 28 on India's major industries, turning it into a high-yield, purely exam-focused masterclass. My goal is super simple. I want to help you secure those absolute top marks without all the late-night stress. We are completely skipping the fluff and zooming straight into the concepts, the definitions, and those sneaky previous year questions that the examiners literally love to test. All right, here is our quick roadmap to max marks today. We're looking at 5 strategic buckets. The factory cheat code, basic metals, which covers iron and aluminum. The classics like cotton and sugar, forest finds, focusing on the paper industry, and we'll wrap up with the future, our knowledge industries. Let's jump straight into Section 1, the factory cheat code. Okay, let's start with a guaranteed exam definition. If the paper asks you, what is a manufacturing industry, please don't overthink it. It is simply the human activity of converting raw materials into readily usable products. Imagine taking messy, raw bauxite dirt straight from the ground and transforming it into a shiny, high-tech airplane. That magical transformation, that's manufacturing. And to put a number on why this matters, you definitely want to remember that these industries provide a massive 35% of our national income. It's huge. Now, this solves one of the most frequently asked long-form questions. What factors influence industry location? When you see this on the exam, do not panic. I want you to close your eyes and visualize this simple whiteboard trick. The 3 M's, the 2 T's, and the PEG. That's it. The 3 M's are your materials, men, and market. The 2 T's stand for transport and technology. And the PEG, that's power, port facility, and government policies. Memorize this simple acronym, and I promise you will nail all the points perfectly every single time. So, because of those exact factors we just learned, factories don't just pop up randomly. They cluster together into what we call industrial zones. The textbook lists 8 major ones. Now, I know it looks like a really long list to memorize, but just visualize taking a trip around the map of India. You start from the Hooghly region in Kolkata, move down the east coast to the southern region, all the way down to Kollam to Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala, then slide up the west coast through Mumbai, Pune, and Ahmedabad, and finally zoom all the way up to the national capital region near Delhi. Just map it out in your mind. Moving right along to Section 2, basic metals, iron and aluminum.
So here is a really crucial concept. Iron and steel is known as a basic industry. Make a big star next to this in your notes because it is a massive favorite for 1-mark questions. If an examiner asks why it gets that name, tell them it's because it literally feeds everything else. It provides the raw materials for machinery, railways, shipbuilding, even the construction of the house you're sitting in right now. It's the base of the entire industrial pyramid.
Now, thinking about where these are located, the very first steel plant was actually established way back in 1870 at Kolti in West Bengal. But here is a massive high-yield tip for you. Definitely lock Bokaro and Balai into your spatial memory. Why? Because the previous year's multiple-choice question specifically asked which plants were established with Russian help. The answer is Bokaro and Balai. For sure, remember that one. Okay, common student mistake alert. Every year, students mix up the properties of our 2 main metals. So let's do a quick showdown. Iron is your heavy, older, ferrous foundation. Aluminum, which was discovered a bit later in 1886, is your lighter, non-ferrous, super electricity-hungry metal. Because it has so many wildly different uses, from building airplanes to the packing foil for your lunch, the textbook actually calls aluminum the wonder metal of the 20th century. Oh, and don't forget its raw material, bauxite. All right, let's pivot away from the heavy minerals to Section 3, the classics, cotton and sugar. Warning, guys, this is where so many students lose easy 1-mark objective points. I like to call it the nickname trap. Do not, under any circumstances, confuse your cotton capital with your sugar capital. Mumbai has the highest number of cotton mills, earning it the super cool titles Manchester of India and Cottonopolis. On the flip side, the Gorakhpur district in Uttar Pradesh has the maximum number of sugar mills, so it's called the Java of India. Keep those strictly separated in your head. When you think about cotton hubs, they cluster heavily in black soil regions like Maharashtra and Gujarat. And this isn't just random luck. Remember our cheat code from earlier? Black soil holds moisture perfect for growing cotton. This industry actually has a really long, rich history, dating all the way back to the very first modern cotton textile mill, which was established in Mumbai in 1854. Okay, pencils down, pay close attention to this one. This exact question appears right in the official board exam answer key. Maximum number of sugar industries are found in the Ganga River Plain. Justify. Let's walk through exactly how to construct the perfect 4-mark answer together. To get full marks here, you absolutely don't need to memorize a giant, boring paragraph. Just tie our earlier 3M2T peg cheat code directly to the Ganga Plain. Think about it. The Ganga Plain has extremely fertile land, giving a continuous supply of raw sugarcane. They have the water, the ideal climate, and the men, meaning easy availability of labor. Add in great transport and solid technology, and boom, you have just written a flawless answer.
Next up on our masterclass agenda is Section 4, Forest Finds, focusing on the paper industry.
So, the very first paper mill in India was set up in Serampore, West Bengal, way back in 1840 on the banks of the Hooghly River. Now, I know, memorizing a list of raw materials sounds overwhelming, but just try to picture that riverbank in 1840. Picture it literally overgrown with softwood bamboo, wood pulp, and specific tall grasses called sabai and baba. West Bengal still holds the absolute majority of paper industries today. Actually, your textbook contains a really fascinating quote about this. It links the physical manufacturing of paper directly to the intellectual growth of the nation. It says the more paper a country consumes, the higher its estimated education and literacy levels. It's just a really cool, profound way to look at a forest-based industry, right? Finally, let's look at Section 5, the future, which covers our knowledge industries. The textbook specifically highlights IT and BT here. Think of information technology as the digital brain of our export economy, with Bangalore proudly reigning as the Silicon City of India, housing massive software and hardware parks. Meanwhile, biotechnology, which had a separate government corporation set up for it in 1980, is revolutionizing the very roots of our agriculture. Through incredible things like plant grafting and high-yield hybrid seeds for soya and maize, BT is actively ensuring our country's food security. And then we have advanced technology, which was formally attached by the central government in 1990. Guys, this sector is incredibly broad. It takes us all the way from huge historic milestones like launching the Chandrayana lunar projects into space, right down to the Aadhaar card in your pocket, and even transparent city administration systems like Nimadi. It literally touches every single level of human knowledge and daily life in India. Just look at how far we've come as a nation. If you use those 3M2T peg memory hacks we practiced, and watch out for that sneaky nickname trap, you are going to absolutely crush your board exams. It has been an incredible industrial journey to explore with you all, which leaves me with one final fun question to think about. As India evolves from 1854 cotton mills to modern lunar satellites, which industry will you eventually be a part of? Thanks so much for joining this explainer. Study hard, and I'll see you in the next one.